Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 10. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend, share it to yourself, share it on the Facebook, share it on the Twitter, honey. Share. Because, you know, the YouTube is playing with the algorithm. Child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, all the ladies are showing their Thanksgiving. They're doing like little video cams showing what they did for Thanksgiving. And it's Brooklyn's first time meeting her grandfather, which is Kenya's dad. Brooklyn's personality is just beautiful. I mean, she is always so smiley and so bubbly. Like, she embraced him like she sees him every weekend. I said, look at her sweet self. So then we pan over to Drew and Ralph. They're hosting a brunch for the ladies before they go on their trip. Side note, Drew, I like this new color on you in this confessional, girl. Let's give him some. So anyway, of course, you know, honey, Candy gonna be on time for the food of it all. Baby, she was knocking on the door and they still sitting up. I said, Candy, they ain't ready yet. Oh, Lord. So then the rest of the ladies start to arrive. Courtney shows up with her co-parent, Bryce. Now, why you got a co-parent, a grown kid, I have no idea. So anywho, Candy, Sonia, and Drew, they sit down at the table because, you know, the rest of the ladies are coming so they can get the brunch going. Allison is still in the mix, which is Drew's sister. And I was just so happy to see that she's getting to hang around. I love that. I'm so happy that she's in the mix. She's happy to be there. She seems healthy and happy. So it's all good. So then Kenya and Sheree arrive. So Bryce goes over to speak to Kenya. And she's like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in years. Let me tell y'all something. When they panned over to Candy's facial expressions, baby, I hollered because it was giving. Girl, now you know damn well. It was giving, you know damn well. You know, you said that this man didn't look nothing like them pictures from back in the Gap. Girl, goodbye. So then Monietta shows up. And so the men are in the kitchen. They about to throw down because they're cooking for the ladies. So the ladies over at the table and they're talking about their Thanksgiving and how it was great. So they asked Sheree about hotel. Now that's what I call him, honey. If you're new to this channel, I call Martell Hotel. Okay, I gave him that name when I used to review that show because that's what I feel like. Okay, it could be Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. It could be any of those, but I named him Hotel. So they asked her about him, and so then Sheree goes, Kenya, is Roy here? She gonna get in the confessional and got her nerve to try to shade Kenya and say, I mean, she say she has a man, but I mean, we ain't seen him. Girl, you ain't see Tyrone either when you was sitting on that curb in that chinchilla underneath that heat lamp in Philly. Let's not forget who you had to call when you were crying. You know, Erykah Badu told us, I think you better call Tyrone, but you couldn't call him because the number you have reached has been disconnected or is no longer in service. Honey, the phone wasn't even being answered. Okay, so please don't do Kenya like that. And you talking about Hotel sick. Girl, he's sick-eyed. Down in Huntsville peddling that wine and the Mary Kay products out that cardboard box, and don't think I forgot. Don't think I forgot, honey, because I ain't forgot. So then Marlo shows up, honey, with her TV boo. Hey, y'all. And Kenya shaded him in a confessional talking about, oh my gosh, what is he wearing? I guess the eBay was closed. Girl, he looks fine. He looks fine now, Kenya. Now, one thing about me over here on this channel, everybody gonna get it and nobody gonna get it all at the same damn time. If it's something that needs to be pointed out, I'm going to point it out. Kenya, wasn't nothing wrong with that man's attire. Now, Mark was not the snazziest of dressers. Let's just keep it real, okay? He ain't look all that either. So, please leave this man alone. But y'all know the heifer's got to give a little shade in the confessional. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Housewives. So, of course, Candy knows him. And she said she didn't know him, but she knows of him. Okay? Child, Candy know everybody. It was giving Dennis and Portia all over again. Y'all remember when Portia started talking about Dennis and Candy was like, I know him. He used to date one of my homegirls. Oh my goodness. This is a fool. She said she didn't see him going for Marlo because Marlo doesn't want to do anything with anybody unless you got the coin, honey. They make it in your size if you got the coin. If you ain't got the coin, then she don't want nothing to do with it. And the reason why you don't see him for Marlo is because he was casted. Girl, moving forward. So then they started talking about Candy's new movie, and Kenya was like, I mean, you should have called me. Why you didn't call me for casting? But they let her know that Drew ended up getting the part. Now, I think I'm going to feel a little bit uncomfortable when he gets to that, because, I mean, Candy and Drew together, I don't want to see it, y'all. I don't want to see it. So then Roy calls Kenya. He FaceTimes her, and she answers. Here go Marlo. Oh, I went on a date with him. I dated him. Child, not her having a go Shay moment with Roger Bob. I dated him too. Y'all remember when Demetria came and Candy was put on that Candy Coated Nights party and all the girls were there and they were talking about Roger Bob, and Goshay set up just as good talking about, I dated him too. Marlo was giving very much Goshay. Do you hear me? So Kenya got up from that table real quick, honey. She said, let me go on and talk to him on the outside. Kenya, we're going to have to get Roy out that phone. Now, we don't want the heifers comparing you to Gizzard down in Potomac with Jamal and the man that lives in the phone. Roy, okay? I know you busy, but you ain't that damn busy, because every time Monietta calls or texts, you come. So please get out that phone so these heifers can hush. This right here is a fool. Moving forward. So Marlo at the table saying that Roy was in her DMs. Girl, why does it matter? That's exactly how I felt when Kenya was talking about Hotel being in her DMs. Why does it matter? He's with the person that he wants to be with, or talking to the person he want to talk to. You just trying to get under Kenya's skin. So then the men finally present brunch, and it looked good too, honey. Go on, Candy, go on, eat, child. We know you're hungry. So here goes Sonya talking about, so what are the odds that Marlo went on a date with Kenya's boo? Girl, please shut up. That's why the lady don't like you now. Just hush. And Sonya, listen, I'm not one to jump on a hate train for one person, because when everybody couldn't stand Drew, I liked Drew. I felt like they were mistreating Drew. I'm trying to give you a fair shot, honey, but you just keep on. Okay? You just keep on. So Kenya said, well, yeah, at least he figured out who he wanted to date and who he didn't want to date. Okay? He figured out who not to date. Let me tell y'all something. It's Atlanta. Everybody knows everybody, and I am sure that y'all were bound to date some of the same men. Hell, when you brought, what was his name? When you brought Walter on the scene, he had hit on Candy. He was trying to talk to Candy before he got to you. So, I mean, it's just how it goes. So, child, everybody hang it up. Just hang it up, child. I'm not going to spend too much on this because it ain't giving nothing, okay? So, the men are outside. They're talking to Marlo's chef date, trying to get to know him a little bit. Inside, Sheree is like, Drew, is your chef going to get paid? Because, girl, the internet's is talking, and they saying that you hired a chef and you didn't pay. Now, you know that Drew stayed with the story, honey. She ready for a rebuttal. So she was like, yeah, I mean, she wasn't a chef. She was a girl that wanted to cook. There was hair in the food, and I wasn't interested. So the lady is suing Drew for $1,000. Girl, not $1,000. Drew, you do not need to go into litigation for $1,000. Honey, I will cash app you $1,000 to pay this lady and just make it go away. Girl, say what now? Girl, not no lawsuit of $1,000. Only Drew. Only Drew. I told y'all Drew was going to bring the confusion. So Sheree tells them about the trip, because now Drew done shut that down. Talking about it's going to be for our healing. If I hear healing one more damn time. Sheree, just say this is the first cast trip of the season. We all know how this works by now. Anyway. So then she's like, yeah, I'm happy that Courtney is going because, she does crisis management. So Kenya said, well, I don't know about that because it didn't work out with her and Candy. So they start throwing little jabs at each other. Then Kenya asked her not to touch her. And Courtney is like, I didn't touch you. And she's like, no, you're touching me. Oh, child, listen. Y'all about to start acting up. And please calm down in this woman's house. Baby Candy ate her meal and she was ready to dip. As soon as she saw them start acting up, she was like, I gotta get out of here. I was like, girl, not the dine and dash, honey. Not the dine and dash of it all. Now, this is just what I personally think. I think that Candy might be getting tired of these heifers. Because that was so abrupt, the way that she just got up and left. Now, I don't know if she's over them or if she's over the show in general. Because, once you start to get tired, you change. And I think that's the same thing that happened with Nene. Once she started getting, I think, tired of the show and maybe needed a break, she started to change a little bit. And it just seems like Candy's a little bit disconnected from the group. I don't know if it was just this episode. I don't know what's going on, honey, but it was giving very much disconnection. In the next scene, all the ladies are packing for the trip. So they get down to the airport. It's time to go. Candy says she has food poisoning, so her stomach is turning upside down. Charlie wasn't from that brunch, was it? That chef might not be getting paid if he tearing people's stomachs up. from that brunch, was it? So, child, they get on the plane. Honey, they done landed in Portugal. The scenery is beautiful. Do you hear me? Beautiful. So they're all in the Sprinter on the way to the accommodations. So Sheree is giving this speech, honey. She's speaking her speech about this being a healing trip. Girl, this is a cash trip. Y'all ain't healing nothing. Only thing gonna heal is Candy's stomach from whatever stomach bug she done caught. Other than that, y'all ain't healing nothing. So in the confessional, Candy said on the plane, she had it coming out of both ends. Ooh, child, that sounds like torture. To be stuck up in the air on your hands and knees because your stomach is toe up and you done caught some kind of virus or some kind of food poison. Oh, honey, I would have just lost it. Do you hear me? It's bad enough to have it in the comfort of your own home, but to have it up in the friendly skies? Oh, hell no. Moving forward. So they get to the hotel. It's giving all the vibes. Sheree has chosen a beautiful hotel for all of them to stay in. They have all the food laid out. Everyone is calling their significant others. Then here comes Drew. Drew talking about, yeah, Ralph is in Vegas for work. He's in Vegas for work because, like, the person who shot the music video, one of the ladies, she said that Ralph should audition. Girls say, what now? Apparently, Ralph is in Vegas auditioning for the Magic Mike Chocolate City show. Ma'am, you should have kept that. You really should have kept that. My polar Drew. Drew, you're an oversharer, honey. You know Ralph down there cutting up. Does Ralph even have a job? Okay, so let me get this straight. He went from Rage, the music producer, thinking he was not fit enough to do your music video and be the leading man in that. But he gonna go and be a Thunder Down Under dancer? Girl gone. Girl gone. And not another woman suggesting that he do it. Child, this right here is a fool. So after that mess, they head on to the rooms. And I just have to say this. The trips are the only reason that I would want to be a housewife. The only reason. Because their trips are top tier. Now, not Potomac. Potomac don't be going nowhere. But all the other franchises, they go on very luxurious trips. And child, I'm down for the travel of it all. The rooms were really nice. Everybody was happy. Nobody was fighting. It was all good. So everybody's like branched off and they're talking because they just got to their rooms. Monyetta and Drew, they're talking, and we find out that Monyetta has an orphanage in Swaziland in Africa. But then Drew goes, I've never been to Africa. South Africa, but never Africa. Drew, is Africa in the damn name? You've been to Africa. I'm not about to play. Drew, get it together or leave it alone. Girl, I'm not about to play with you. Over on the other side, Kenya and Candy, they're talking about how things are going so far and everybody seems to be on the up and up. Candy, you need a shower and a nap and some electrolytes. Tell Kenya to come back later. Child, I wish I would be standing. I've been kneeled over in a restroom. They don't even have a real toilet, honey, in the friendly skies. And you talking to me about the trip, girl. I don't care. I don't give a damn. My stomach hurts. Child, I need to lay down. I need to find somewhere to lay my wig down. Candy, go and get you some Gatorade, honey, and lay down. And Kenya, come back later. Over with Drew and Monyetta. Drew is telling Monyetta that she's mad that Sheree was bringing up her lawsuit to people knowing she the main one who don't pay. Well, y'all know Marlo said season 4 that, Sheree don't be paying Neiman and them. But I don't know if it's still true. But it has been word around town for years on this franchise that Sheree doesn't like to pay. So she basically was like, takes one to know one. Over with Kenya and Candy. Kenya was talking about this divorce, and Candy was like, girl, I'm so sick of this divorce, child. Please just sign them papers. Shout out to Usher. So she goes, girl, did you feel a way? Did it feel weird when Marlo was saying that she went out on a date with Roy? Kenya was acting all unbothered. Talking about, yeah, Roy had already told me that. I mean, he doesn't follow her. He doesn't, no. Girl, no, I think he followed her because he definitely DM'd her when she asked what she should wear to a premiere party or whatever it was. So, I mean, I don't know, girl. You might want to figure it out. She said she was unbothered by it, though. And she was like, yeah, Roy doesn't pay for pee. I really hate how Kenya always says that word. It's so derogatory to me. Like, girl, you do not have to always say that. I don't know. It's just somebody. So, now listen, I'm not a prude by any means, but you could have said he doesn't pay for it. We would have known exactly what you're talking about. But not Kenya. She got to be like, he don't pay for, like, girl, goodbye. Over with Sonia and Marlo. they're talking, and Sonya was like, I want to know the difference between him being in your DMs and when Martell was in hers, and we had to just really get into it. It was a full-on fit. But she just breezed on past him being in your DMs. The difference is Hotel's a hoe. That's the difference. Okay? And she was trying to give her friend Sheree a heads up. Y'all just being messy. Marlo was like, I mean, it wasn't really a big deal to me. I felt like he was too corny. So it's good that he over there with her. I mean, if you didn't like him, that's cool. And if it's not a big deal to you, Sonya, why are you bringing it up? See, this is why Kenya don't really mess with you. Now, she just helped you raise over your goal for your charity. And here you go gossiping about her. But you want her to give your friendship a chance. It's giving fake. Like, you're giving fake. And I keep trying with you, Sonya. I really do. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to just be 100% against Sonya. She has some endearing qualities, but you come across like a fan. So I just really want you to just rest in your housewifeness. Honey, you're a housewife. You don't have to do all that, honey. You're just on the same level as all the rest of the heifers. Girl, goodbye. So then Marlo was like, well, you know, it's been 10 years and they ain't seen me with one man, but we seen Kenya with 100. Okay, we didn't see you with no man because you were a friend of, honey, and they don't usually get into the friend story. Girl, goodbye. Moving forward. So everybody's getting ready for dinner. They head to the restaurant. They're talking about, you know, the restaurant having authentic Portuguese food. And so Marlo was saying that she read somewhere that they're known for sardines. So she says in the confessional that, you know, she grew up poor and they would eat them with hot sauce and crackers. Now, Marlo, I can relate to you on this. Because my grandmother and my mama used to do the exact same thing. Now, I haven't had sardines in years, but I do remember eating them. And I didn't have a problem with it. I thought they were good. But yeah, girl, you brought back a core memory. Because they definitely used to put that hot sauce on them sardines. Yes, ma'am. So they get to the restaurant. They order their food. Everything comes out. So Sheree starts saying again that it's a healing trip. And that they can talk about anything that's weighing on them. So the first person that starts talking is Courtney. Courtney tells Kenya that she didn't know they had a problem, but Sheree let her know that she felt like, you know, she was violating her space. And so Kenya said, you know, I didn't like you touching me. At first it was cool because, you know, it was kind of playful or whatever, but then it became condescending and I didn't like it. So Courtney said, well, to me, it was giving mean girl energy. And I don't know if that's how the other ladies feel that you come across to them. I'm sure they don't get that same energy. So Kenya brings up what Drew said about respecting boundaries. Because at the table, Drew was like, well, you know, she doesn't want to be touched. So just respect her boundaries. So Drew steps in and she's like, yeah, that's just Kenya. And like I told you about Candy's faces. Candy's faces are Candy's faces. I mean, she suffers from RBF. Girl, me too. So, I mean, I can't say nothing about that. And this might be an unpopular opinion. I know y'all probably gonna get in the uproar, honey, because I know how y'all feel about y'all's housewives faves. I understand. But Kenya can give nice, nasty, mean girl energy to ladies that she just meets until she warms up. And even then, you might still get it. I know y'all remember Tanya Sam, honey. The one Nene brought on, then she turned into from Nene's friend over to Portia's friend. She treated Tanya the same exact way. But on the flip side of that, if people don't want you touching them, Courtney, then don't touch them. Okay? And I would just stay over here on this side with it. I wouldn't even go over here near Kenya. She don't want you touching her. She don't want you around her. So just leave her alone. So then Drew directs her attention over to Sheree and confronts her about bringing up that $1,000 lawsuit and talking behind her back. So of course y'all know Sheree gonna act clueless. Joggers. You know she gonna get confused. Talking about, I brought up things behind your back? Yes, you did, joggers. You brought up things behind her back. So Sheree is telling her, girl, I'm just getting to know you. We are just now becoming friends. You lied about the reunion stuff and about me taking my things back. So why would I have loyalty to you? Didn't you lie? Drew was like, girl, we already talked about that and we was cool. So what's the problem now? So Candy said, well, some of the stuff was taken back. So then Sheree... So then Sheree talking about, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Ma'am, if it's your merch, it has everything to damn do with you. Girl, what are you talking about? See, that's why your business didn't go where your business was supposed to go in the first place. You don't even know when things are supposed to be attached to you. Ma'am, if you bring out a clothing rack full of damn clothes and present them for the world to see that you are gifting the ladies of your cast your items and they no longer have them, that has everything to do with you, because whoever took them from them, they're attached to you. Girl, what are you talking about? Oh, Sheree, Lord. And everybody can't be lying. Okay? Everybody can't be lying on you, Sheree. You never want to own anything. I don't understand it. This has been since season 1. You never want to own your stuff. So everybody saying they never got anything, but here go Marlo in the confessional. The way Marlo had on all them clothes and that hat cocked to the side. Baby, the way in which I hollered. Talking about, I got all my things. I love my she by Sheree. Girl, not you sitting here with all these amusement park errand clothes on. Girl, goodbye. And I was looking at them clothes. I said, nah, judging from this ensemble that Marlo has put together, Sheree bet not damn have her nerve to ask $150 for a t-shirt. Girl, gone. Who gonna check me, boo? Me. Do not charge them people over $25.99 for one of them She by Sheree shirts. Girl, goodbye. So Drew is mad that Sheree is talking about something as serious as a lawsuit behind her back. Sheree is being petty, talking about, oh, it don't feel good, does it? Drew said, oh, okay, so you're incapable of moving forward. Okay, that's what's going on. I know that's right, Drew. Moving forward. She's incapable of it. She was like, how you gonna do a trip about healing when you can't heal your damn self? Drew 1, Sheree 0. Sheree, how you gonna be an OG and let Drewski read you like that? Now listen, Drew, I was here for it, honey. I was here for you calling out She by Sheree because I think she needed it. But Sheree, girl, not an OG getting read by Drew, child. So Kenya was like, I just kind of see y'all like big sis, little sis. Like, Drew, you really have respect for Sheree. I hate when they do this. I really do. Ain't no big sis, little sis. Sheree ain't like Drew since she met her. She can't stand Drew. She brought on Fatum to take Drew down. She doesn't like Drew. Girl, anyway, they want each other to apologize, and Drew is asking her to take accountability. Sheree is taking none. Sonya's talking about, let's just put a pin in it. Why? Why are we putting a pin in it? Because your girl is losing? It's not right that Sheree gets to skate on by without owning her wrongs. But when she brought it to Drew, Drew was expected to eat it and own it. No, we're not going to put a pin in it. So Drew gets up and walks off. She's crying. And Marlo tells Sheree, go check on her, make sure she's all right. This is your trip. Go make it right. She's breaking down because y'all treat her like crap. Y'all treat her like her feelings don't matter. Not to mention Ralph down in Vegas sashaying around in a man thong. Honey, it's too much. It's too much. Oh, child. I tried to end the review. Oh, honey, I tried to end the review on a serious note, honey, but y'all done made Drew cry. Get it together, child. And that was the end of the episode. I was so lost. I was so confused. It didn't flow like it normally does when they get ready to go on a cast trip. So it kind of threw me off, but I was still here trucking along, honey. It was all right to me. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.